Hello, hello, hello. Are we good? Good on Twitch. We're good on YouTube. Should be all we need. Let's see. Okay. Right. So, for today, there's not going to be a lot of Minecrafting, but it is all for Minecraft. So we're still in the Minecraft category. Makes sense. After last stream where we brainstormed some ideas, I had the genius, or maybe stupid, we still need to figure out, idea to make a card game within the world of, within our world, basically. That way we can add more cards later down the line. We can expand however we want. We can make different types of arenas for it. We can work on it. But I want a base set of cards, and I want a way to produce those cards as if they would be in well, maybe not in real life, but there is a system to it. What I want, right? Maybe I should introduce the game first, or at least what I have so far. Let me open my Google Sheets real quick. Right. So, Gods and Gears. That's what we're going for. I've taken inspiration from Yu-Gi-Oh, from Pokemon, a little bit of Hearthstone's in there, and just some other mechanics that I associate with card games, right? It's 27 cards in a deck. Why 27? Because that's the maximum amount in a shulker box. Usually, if we look at, let's say, Yu-Gi-Oh deck, right? How many cards is in a Yu-Gi-Oh deck? 4260. So we are not great, but 27 is the maximum amount that we have. And then, so there's one deity card, 26 other cards. We'll get to the other cards later, but deity cards are basically your, what the hell? Streak is gone? That's strange. I don't know. My Minecraft didn't work. It'd be like that sometimes. What is a deity card? Deity card is basically going to be a card that defines that it's basically your champion, right? I left 2 days ago. I have no ID, James. That's not something I can control. Not something I can control. Shit, what happens soon, Twitch. Do it. Go. Deity cards don't attack anyone. They often are used for passive abilities, stuff like that. Right? They're basically your way to lose the game, but you have to have one at least. This one is also played at the start of the game, or at least it's presented at the start of the game. Then we've got follower cards. Those are just your creatures or monsters, whatever you have, right? In Yu-Gi-Oh, it's going to be monsters and so on. They've got an attack and a defense value. Attack is how much damage they deal. Defense is how much they can take. If their defense goes below 0, they go to the graveyard. Basic creature card. Relic cards, basically items that have a turn effect, or an effect that's turn-based. So let's say you could have a card that deals, or that lends +2 attack for 3 rounds. That's going to be a relic. Invocation cards are very similar, but they are just like the one-time thing, right? An invocation card could be like, I don't know, I don't know. We'll see some examples later on. Then we got machine cards. We are based in the create world, so machine does work. These are weapons, mechanisms that you can attach to followers to up their values or decrease their values or give them special abilities. You can combine certain machine parts. Let's say if you combine a mechanical drill and a plow, something like that, right? You get a automated tunnel bore, and you can do more damage, stuff like that. And then edicts.
My stuff is broken and I want to play MC, but I can't.
I know, Bench. That's sometimes that's how it goes. I can't help you. Look at your changelogs. It's the only thing I can sit and tell you. Edict cards, persistent rule changes. You can only play 1 edict card, and so on. How to play is not really important. Yeah, just now, win condition, also not really important right now. That's basically what we have, right? That's what I have so far. Basic rule set. Then we have cards. Welcome to Google Sheets, people. We've got our deity cards. There's 9 for now. And then you've got followers. We have to color code these to the deity, but I'll do that off stream. But like this is a fairly good example. These are some fairly good examples, right? Of like what an edict is. Edict is every round, all followers of Talar. So every let's say we have like this would be a Talar follower. He would heal 1 HP, stuff like that. Difference between edict, relics, and invocations. Relics, they have a turn value, right? That means this card is 4 turns in play, and invocations don't have a turn value because they are immediately discarded after play. Basic stuff. What I want to do now is make some cards for these and figure out how we're going to get them in game. I have a few examples. This would be our deity cards, right? And then what I would do, you can kind of see the colors at the top here for like edicts, followers, relics, invocation, machines. What I'm going to do, or what I'm going to try to do, is work with what we have in game, get 5 models made, well 6 if we count the deity cards, and use the same PNG for all relic cards, and then we'll change the background color based on, let's say, we'll change the background color of a card based on what the deity is, right? I hope that makes sense. Does it make sense? I don't know. I've just been blabbing on. I've just been blabbing on. We've got 3 already. What I want to do is I want to figure out. So I'm going to save this one, right? And we're going to do some coding today. Export for screens. Only export that one. Okay, so I'm gonna get that one. This is my folder for that, and then this is my Kubejs folder. Assets, textures, items. Okay, we are going to figure out, or at least try to figure out, how to use the same texture for multiple cards. No. Item registry, this is what I was looking at. Persistent, no. Texture. Okay, so if I do... Let me look this up real quick. Let me try this real quick. So if I do... Event... Create... let's pick an edict card real quick. Do I have Thaler edicts already? I don't think I do. No, a Tavrix. No. Spreadsheet alert? Yeah, I know. I have like simple ones, but this one's is gonna be pretty big in the end. Do I have a Tavrix edict somewhere saved? Let me look it up, because yesterday I was at my parents' place, and I was tapping on my phone a little bit. So let me look it up. I do have one. I have house rules, right? It's a second tier. That means they need to expend 2 fate points for it. And that is random. Each round you negate 1 effect of choosing. Okay. So that is what we want to do, right? So we're gonna go in Visual Studio Code. Gonna create house rules. Texture. And then I need to look up, did I do Tolerance or Tavrix for the texture? It needs to be Tavrix, because this is an orange card. Tavrix. Okay. Edict, like that. And then we tie a tooltip to that. Tooltip, which is Faith 2, Faith 2 break. So that's a new line in the code. Each round you get 1 effect of choice. That I think, and then I need a colon at the end, semicolon at the end. Save it. The problem with with this is that this is a startup script, so I need to restart my instance every time that we try this, which is very slow. Very slow. But I will be able to show you if this works. I will be able to show you what I've been working on in game. And then I'll try and like, you know, categorize some cards or the code a little bit so it's a bit more visually appealing and easy to read, or at least easy to categorize. But also, it's just gonna add templates for cards later on, so I only have to change the strings and not have to type out the entire line of code. Hopefully this works though. I'm not sure if this is gonna work, because I've been getting some error codes when trying custom, yeah. In Q assets, Kubejs, textures, item, fabrics, edicts, PNG. There's an invalid. Oh, okay, it's a underscore. So I have to change. I have to add an underscore. I can't do spaces in code. So, I need to remember that because I'm not used to coding. So I always just use spaces in my name, in my file names, but you can't do that. So you need to add that. And then I'm in a test role, so we're going to try and load that up. And then we get to talk a little more. You get to talk a little more while we wait. I don't think I'm spoiling anything, so. Hopefully this works though. Hopefully this works. Oh, you know what? I'm gonna add new to Kubejs update. Come on. So that's been the problem, right? Is that how do I do custom textures for an item? Can I do a blank one? Okay, let me try. Quit. Let me. I need to go into the Kubejs. I know. That's where they are. Look. I don't want to show you my folder tree because it's spoilers, but they are in the Kubejs. It's just that I don't have an item with house rules, you know? I don't have a card for that. So if I do example underscore item, right? And then texture, do we have a way to give it a different in-game name? Because that might be the way to do it. Parent model, no. Translation key, no. Display name. Name. House rules. Let's try that and see. So we're using this basic texture over here, right? Example item PNG. But we're giving it this texture and this name. Hopefully. Hopefully. Oh, that's not what I need. This is what I need. Hopefully this works. Because if I can do this, right? I can always use this. I can always use this, and I can just change the name, change the explanation of it. That's kind of what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make a template for all the cards. And then in here, this is saved, right? I'm going to wait until the game has started. It's just so long. Takes so long to do. How are we doing? Bum 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 ba-dum ba-dum bum. Oh, this is good news. That's pretty good news if I say so myself. Test roll. Now it's gonna take ages to load my test roll. Come on. Pa-da-bum. It's gonna lag out my computer big time. Okay. Let's see. Do we have an edict card now? Oh. I mean, that's good. That's pretty good. We have... Why is that not... Okay. We have a card. That should have worked right there, but I don't know why it's not breaking. It's the same as everywhere. So this didn't work. The texture. Texture, it's not a texture JSON though. It's that. Huh. But let me run you through what I have so far. So this is the game field, right? Or this would be a game field if I had a game to play. Our god cards or deity cards are going to be played over here. Edicts are going to be played over here. You can only play one edict at a time, so you only get one pedestal. This is where your invocations and stuff will go, and these are your monsters or your followers with your machines attached to it. Over here, we have a cool little system. So I have a deck of Taller cards. We do that. It's not draining them, but the moment we press this, it starts draining our cards. Or it should start draining our cards. Is it not? No, it's this button. My bad. Starts draining our cards. And you should hear some clicking. It was? What's going on? There we go. Some clicking. And that's shuffling the deck, basically. So every system is going to shuffle their own deck, and then we can draw a card. Right? Draw a card. We can draw 2. I think people are going to draw 5 cards to begin with. Right? And then this is our graveyard, so if we put cards in our graveyard. Now, certain edicts or certain effects are that you can draw from your graveyard, and then that's this button. Boom. So that is, you've got 2 storage units in here. You've got this guy, which is your deck of cards, and then this guy is your graveyard. Each of these you can play. It is a problem that we always store that one, so I probably should lock this until you need to draw it, but I haven't found a solution for that yet. And then once we're done, we hit this button, which packages all our cards from the graveyard into here. And I probably should also do... this is why I'm still working on it. I should also put a system up here that also goes into there. But that's beside the point. First, we need cards to play with. So we need to figure out why this isn't working. So I get to quit Minecraft again. Change this so that this does work. Do I just paste in the entire... textures item? Okay, let's do that. Let's see if this works now. I'm getting 16 errors, which is not what we need. Oh, I see why. Okay, let's try this again. This probably isn't gonna work. Can't see this working. Also, if this is something I need to do, then oh boy. Hello, JameDef. Welcome in. How you doing? How you doing? Oh. Don't think we're getting an error. Probably should go here. How's your day going? I've been struggling with some things, but nothing too bad. It's mostly just getting this to work. My brain has gone full on in this idea, and I need to figure out how it works before I can do anything else. So I've been racking my brain. Oh, that's no good. What idea? We're making a TCG game in Minecraft. I've got all the like interesting part, or like the boring parts, I should say. But like what kind of cards I'm making, what kind of play we're doing. I've been making cards. This has been my entire weekend, by the way. I've been making cards or thinking of cards with all the stats they have, and now we need to figure out a way to get them in the game, which is been proving like a problem. It's been your entire year so far. I mean, yeah, but not this. I had this idea on Friday. Like, these are fine, but that's because I made it custom texture for these. I want to make... What I'm trying to do. Here's what I'm trying to do. I've got a texture. This is your deity cards, right? I only need one deity card of each deity, right? That's fine. But we're going to have multiple edicts. This would be an edict because it's green. Then if it was a monster, it would be if it was a relic, it would be purple. But I'm gonna have multiple edicts, right? So what I want to do, so this doesn't work. I can get rid of that. I mean, good to know, but also kind of stupid. I want to have one texture or one PNG that serves as a template for all our cards. And right now, that should be this. But it's not doing it. It's not coming, like the name works, that's fine. The tooltip works, that's fine. The texture though. What am I doing wrong? Am I missing like a no. Huh. It's not a JSON, it's a PNG. Huh. How would I could do this, but what is a key? I don't know what a key is. Do you have to do assets, item, texture? I mean, I could try, but that's what I tried just now. I could do asset, nope, assets, item, no, it would be textures first, items, then I need to do a cube JS in between here. Okay, we can quit our game. Let's see, can I now do it? While we wait for it to load, I want to talk about how we're going to get these in game. For the God cards, I'm just going to print them, like I'm going to do cardboard plus liquid ink, or liquid paint, I should say, and print them that way, right? My neighbor woke up a little late. They're just now launching fireworks. Oh boy. Yeah. But for the other cards, I want to do the same. It's just like a paper and ink, but there will be percentages, so that we have certain rare cards, and other ones are going to be more common. We could do that, or we could do something else. Gambling? Well, yes, we're going to make packets that you can draw of. Can draw packets. We're gonna make a base deck, which is gonna be a shulker box, and then people are gonna be able to buy packets. Welcome in, Thomas. Welcome in. How you doing? You the minigame goat? I wouldn't say the goat, but I'm trying my best. There's plenty of other people that make beautiful minigames. Make a card album. We could do that, yeah. Yeah, see, it's not working. It's not working. I do want to make my own group, though. With Create too? I don't know with Create, but I don't know. I feel like those skills translate pretty well. Why is this not working? Also, Thomas, if you want to create stream, this is not it, dude. We are doing the opposite of create. We're coding. We're making a mod, basically. And I have no experience with this, so that's great. So we're trying to do it, and just kind of a rough create and modifying creative tabs. No. Item modification. Maybe this is okay. So we have item modify, enter pro item. Okay, now that's just not what we need. That's effects. That's not what we want. Okay, but what is this? Want a different specify a different text location into what is MOBO? What does MOBO stand for? Oh, okay. So in MOBO texture QJS as such. Oh wait, maybe we can do that then. So this would be get rid of this. Maybe we make an entirely different folder. Let me try and make a different folder real quick. So we have textures, we have assets. We go into assets, QGIS, models. We make a TCG folder, no caps, TCG, textures, we take that to right there. Okay, let me try that. I do need a textures folder. Okay, so instead of that, right, we get rid of items, and then here we do TCG like that. So that would be the same as this, right? Oh no, I do need an items folder. Items. Because it's not doing the texture ones, it's only specifying item. So this needs to be items. I think that's it. Yes. Also, these are not double colons, these are like single colons. So that might also be the problem why we're not getting. Because I'm now doing this as a string. This isn't a string. Is that different from double? No. Oh well. Okay, let's try that real quick. So we're gonna quit our game again and restart the instance, which is again gonna take a while. There has to be a better way to get the startup scripts to run. Right? Has to be. Let me look. Scripts Minecraft without having to restart the game. No, that's only server side. Nothing happening. Okay, let's see. Are we doing it? That's a good sign. Because if this works, I'm doing this for the god cards as well. Because then I can only use one item, but just different textures. Come on, computer, do not explode on me, please. Damn it. Why? Why you no work? Okay, so that's also not an option. Damn it. Watch me take away this piece of code, right? Watch me take away this thing, and this is gonna work, right? I'm gonna paste it somewhere so I can save it. Get rid of it. You're making a mod. Yes, basically. Well, that's what happened. I'm trying to figure it out, at least. Six. Right. We go in here, open in a new. Oh wait, do I have to? Maybe we did that. Wait a second. I might have found a way to do it. So what we're trying to do is we're trying to make cards, or one card, one texture that has multiple cards attached to it. That's kind of what I'm trying to make. The problem with making this is it's a startup script, so we need to restart our game each time we're trying it. Which takes a little while, but we use that downtime to try and figure out what we're doing wrong. So while we wait for this one to load, we'll try and figure things out. Okay, so I've done this, right, where we have the different texture thing, location. And I hope it works. Hope this works. Come on. That's good. We're not getting an error, which is always fun. Now you need to wait until the world loads. Taking a bit to load. Oh, yeah. Also, my computer is doing 20 different things at once, so we have to deal with it. This isn't... I don't have a very good computer. So we are pushing it a little bit. Okay. Let's hope this works. Damn it! Why? Why will you just not work? It's not getting a texture though. Why? 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 It's... Huh? Yeah, that's correct. Damn it. I really had hoped that this would have worked. How though? Cube chess. Item with different texture. Custom items. If you want to specify a different texture, you can. That's just the same explanation that we had before. Did you really put it in the correct path? Yeah. I did Kubejs, assets. Then we have a different folder called TCG, which is specified over here, right? In that we have textures, items, and then we have our item. If you look at this, right? They did their new folder. Item. I mean, I could try and call the folder Mobo just to be identical, right? Item or items. My folder is called items with an S, multiple or plural. Let me rename the folders to be exactly like this example, right? Rename Mobo. Then this is their path, right? So this is exactly the same. Textures, we have textures. We have that folder, and then we have item. Let me rename that. Let me get rid of that S real quick. Item. So instead of TCG, we'll do Mobo and item. Save it. Stop our game. Also, we should probably not record single player for now. Restart it and wait. So now it's exactly the same, except for the name of the item. It's exactly the same as what we have in the example in this page, right? So that's the same, except for lava, right? And this is the same, except for lava. And if this works, I'm gonna be angry. Because why should I not be able to give my own folder names? On the other hand, that's only a thing. What do you have for a computer? I have... God, I probably would have to look it up. But I know it's a 2060 for a graphics card, and it's an I think it's an i9, but like a 7900K. Let's not show that to anyone, or at least not too quickly. i7 9700K. We've got 32 gigabytes of RAM, which is worth millions at this point. And then a 2060, that's it. I don't think it's a TI. It's not great, but it does the job, although sometimes you just have to wait a little. Also, it's almost 6 years old. Oh, wait, chat. Really? That's the problem? It had to be the folders? Okay, but now that's broken again. Now my break is broken again. This thing. That's good. I do want to learn how to color code. So maybe that's the next step, is that we learn how to color the text, right? And we streamline it so that the cost of the card is always, let's say, red, I don't know, or purple, whatever. Then the text is going to be white, and then flavor, because we do have some flavor in here, is going to be another color, maybe yellow. Or maybe the use would be purple. I don't really know, but we could figure it out. Let's see. Text. I want to see tooltip. Where is tooltip? Somewhere in here. Higher, no. Tooltip. What we could do is for follower cards. So the way we could expand the deck from 27 to multiple cards is to make them stackable to 16. That is a possibility. What do we think about that? Do we think that's a good idea? Do we think that's a good idea? Text, but what is a gun? Okay, modifier, no. I want to see if I can change text color. Ooh, no. Tooltip. Oh, you can. Okay, let's see. I need to figure out Minecraft color codes because that's not something I have in my brain. Codes. Okay, so if I want to do, let's say, a light purple for the main text of it all, we would do break. And then I need to do the weird squiggly thing. How does one do that? How does one do the weird squiggly thing? Probably was the item instead of items. Probably. That weird squiggly thing, and then D. Right. Shift. Huh. Nope, that's a 3. Alright, I'm assuming it's gonna be one of the weird ones. I don't know, I'm not on a standard keyboard. So that's not gonna help. It's not a basic, that's fine. Then we want to do the same. Control C. Right there. And then right here. And right here. Then if we want to do, let's do a red, which is C. Or faith. Right there. And flavor, we're gonna keep in white, I think. Let's do that. And hopefully this works. Quit the game again. Start it. Oh god, this is what it's like. At least we've gotten it to work, right? At least we've gotten it to work. That's one thing. That's one step in the right direction. And if this color coding works, that'd be great. It doesn't seem to work, but did they put in a space in between? No. Animation. That's animation. This is what is what this is what coding without background feels like. It's just reading, trying, and then hoping it works. Hoping it works. Let's see. Okay. Oh, look at that. Beautiful. Beautiful. And then, okay, good. I do want to get rid of that space right there, but maybe I put passive at the end of the line, right? And then we change the color of that as well. Because that's a cost, right? But it doesn't really need to be passive, right? I do want an indicator if it's a passive or... Oh, sweat. That passive doesn't really need to be there. So we can get rid of that. Get rid of that space. And then I did notice that we... right here, it broke after, or was it on a different card? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Somewhere it's breaking after the here. That needs to go right there. Okay, so we have card colors now, which is great. I can get rid of all the passives because we don't technically need them. Hey, that's all fine. I'm thinking, you know what I'm gonna do in here? We're gonna do like that, and then we're gonna go / edicts. This is just so that I know that it's an edict. Then we'll have followers. Relics. Invocations. And machines. Then over here, deities. Okay. We can use this as a template for more deity cards, but I'm gonna change it to use this this thing, so that I don't really need to worry about textures in the future. So let me move. Let me move all my stuff real quick. We're gonna go into assets, open in a new window, go to Mobo, textures, item, textures, item, take everything except for our example. Okay, so that's that, and then this is all gonna be example, item. Then we're gonna do point display. Am I showing you guys this? Yes. Display name. Boom. Tab bricks. With texture. Single quotes. Mobo. Item. Tab bricks. Then I hope, wait, that's Lenara. And this is Thalor. Okay, let's see if this works. Also, in my mind, I just decided that I am gonna make these stackable, so that way we can kind of, you know, play around with stack sizes, with deck sizes later on. So let's do max stack size. I think that is, wait, how would one indicate? Okay. So point max stack size 16. Save it. Quit game. And hopefully this didn't break everything. Hopefully this didn't break anything. Also, I need to make a packet. Oh no, we could use packages, like create packages, right? To do it, that will work. Because that's 9 cards then. Yeah, that's actually a pretty good idea. That's a pretty good idea. We do create packages, because then we don't really have to worry about building up a mod to do packages, like to make packs and stuff. The only thing that I need, but then I need more cards, is how I'm gonna get them. And I probably should put them in a group. Okay. Duplicate key, example item. See, this is a problem. So I need multiple items. Oh god. I mean, at that point, I could just, you know, make all the textures for them. Oh god. How? I mean, this makes sense, right? This makes sense. Because we're making the same item 4 times, but with different textures. So that makes sense. But how can we circumvent them from being a problem? Because I don't want to keep copying the example item. Dun, 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 dun. I don't want to do that. Oh god. Cube JS1 texture multiple items. One item. God. Am I gonna have to do block builders? No, those are full blocks. That's not what I need. So yeah, I do. Okay, I am gonna just have to copy this. Rename item underscore 1 underscore 2. Hello, Jack. Jack our trades. Is that Heis? Ah, no. Oh, welcome in. How you doing? How you doing? Three. Underscore 4. How you doing? I'm doing well. We're trying to figure some stuff out. 2 underscore 3. Wait, how did I do it? Do I have a 1 in there? I do. Two item underscore 3. Let's see if this works. Quit and restart the game. I'm doing pretty well. We're struggling through coding, but I feel like once we figure this out, we'll be fine. As long as I can use the one texture over here for multiple items, that's fine. Then it's just copying over the same item, which is not ideal, but I'll just have a folder full of these then. That's not a good sign. Game crashed. That's not a good sign. Come on. And all that I can see is just another lemon tree. Turn it around. Come on. Come on, computer, you can do it. We believe in you. We believe in you. Can you tell me about the card game, Imric? For sure, while we wait for the game to load. I can do that, 100%. Basically, what I'm doing is I'm making a survival world filled with games so that eventually I can invite my friends to that world. And one of those games that I want to make is a trading card game within our world, right? So it's a create-based survival game world, Minecraft world. So the game is called Gods and Gears because I like lore and I like mythology, and we're playing with create. The rules are not set yet. We've already been debating the 27 maximum of cards in a deck. It's gonna be raised. But basically what you do is you have one deity card. That card kind of dictates how you play your deck, right? So if you have, let's say, a Karnus deity card, a lot of your followers are going to be Karnus followers because they get the most benefit from that deity card, right? So we've got deity cards. They don't really attack; they only take hits. And once this guy's HP runs out, you lose. Kind of like your champion in Hearthstone, if you've ever played Hearthstone, or your life points in Yu-Gi-Oh. Kind of like that. Follower cards are your basic creature, monsters, whatever you want to call them, cards. They attack and defend. Once their defense runs to 0, they are put in the graveyard. Relic cards are things or cards with effects, bonuses or buffs that last for multiple turns. And then you've got invocations, which are effect cards, but they're only active when played, right? So like all monsters get a +2 bonus or heal +2 defense. And then that card is discarded. Machine cards are your, like, I don't know, your weapon cards, you could call them. You can add these to a follower to up their stats, basically. And then edicts are rule cards, rules that persist throughout the game until the card is discarded or replaced. And then some other stuff. This is the cards that we have so far. So a couple of examples are edicts. As long as this card is played, all followers from Thalor, so this would be for a Thalor deck, which he's right here, heal 1 HP each round. Followers, workshop hand. What is required faith? Oh, right. That's not something. So so you start with 3 fate. The moment you start a game, you start with 3 fate, and so every card you can play has fate. So with 3 faith points, you can play, let's say, 3 workshop hands, or you could play 1 Seed of Plenty and 1 Street Runner, right? Basically points, right? And then the next round, you get those 3 back plus 1, so you have a maximum of 4 points that you can expand. And the maximum is 10, unless you've got bonus cards, right? I think did I explain that? Here, right? To play a card, a player needs the right amount of faith that is described to the card. So each round plus faith, yes, builds up cumulative until you hit 10. That's your maximum. At the start of your games, there was, I said 2 faith points. 1 added each round, or with effects. The maximum amount of faith bonus is 10. So, for instance, one of the invocation cards is that you get 2 extra faith points. Even though you're not at that level, you could play a higher card, right? Stuff like that. Gets renewed at start of each turn. Yes, that is correct, Mr. Square. It's very much. Has anyone played Hearthstone? Have you played Hearthstone? If not, well, this would be the view that you have from a Hearthstone game. These little bullets that you see. These little bubbles that you see are your faith points, right? Now he has 4, so he can expand, or he has expanded 4. Next round he would get another one, so it's 5. So that's kind of it. That's where I got that for. Also, I think we can now load up our world. One more important question. Is there a pre-phase to that? So, like, if I have 1 faith left in my pool, I could use it at the pre-start of my turn, depleting my pool before it. No, there's no pre-phase. You wanna expend all your faith in your turn as much as you can. But also, if you have one faith left in your pool, you're just gonna be full for your next turn, so that's fine. This is your phase, basically your turn. So no faith can be used during opponent's turns. I'm thinking of adding like a bit mana. I'm debating on adding invocation cards that do that. But then it would be that specific card, not like a basic system, but it would be specific cards. Yes, so it would be counter spells, right? That's something I've been tinkering with, and then adding a couple of them, not just one specific card, but adding a couple of counter spells in there. But that would be invocation cards. Yes, that would be a one-time thing, and then they would be discarded. Oh, it loaded. Chat, it loaded. Let's see what happens. Let's see. Did we do it? Okay, so we have our deity card, right? With all the information on it. We have our edict right here, which pretty good. Costs faith too. Each round you can negate. Maybe a follower that you could use during opponent's turns that just to create an additional faith or specific invocation. Maybe, yeah, maybe you can. Maybe that could also be like a spellcaster thing that you can do. But that's pretty nice. That's pretty nifty. So, one thing I do want to test out again is, let me copy this rectangle real quick. And I'm gonna make it, let's say, what did I do for edicts? For relics? I think I picked purple for relics, right? Yes, purple for relics, blue for followers. Magic the Gathering? No, well, no, we're making a card game in Minecraft. You could use during. Okay, let me get a follower and a relic in there. So I need a blue one, a blue rectangle. Okay, and then I'm gonna hide that one. Export screens, and I'm going to call this follower. Okay, I'm gonna go to my export, and then we're also gonna grab a card that's purple. It's just dice based. See, I'm thinking about dices, and I want to add coin flips to certain luck based components because those are just fun, right? But dice, there's too much variables with dice in my opinion, right? Also, dice don't translate all that well to Minecraft, because this would be played in Minecraft. We have to keep that in mind. Tavrix, these are relic. Then boom, we go there. I know mine is played top. Yeah, so IRL it's a bit easier to do that. That is true. Although, again, dice depending on what type of dice that you use. If you use a D20, good lord, good luck. Because that is just that's 20 variables that you gotta keep in mind. Yeah, let's do that. I'm gonna make a new example item. I'm just gonna be five. Except you could use a D3, D6. Okay, that's fine. Will there be any in-game effects of winning? I think so. I've talked about adding like tokens, and then the more tokens you get, the more, like, I don't know, the better you are for prizes. For like an event, booster packs for tokens. Yeah, sure, but also we have in-game money, so I'm gonna do booster packs for money. But we could do that. People just place bets, right? On their game. There's prize money involved and stuff. We could do that. Okay, so this would be followers. So let me get a who's a Tavrix follower? Because this is a Tavrix follower. Right? Yes. Who's a Tavrix follower? That's one. Game. Tendant. Faith required to play him is 1, and then I am gonna take a different code, a different Minecraft color code for attack and defense points. So we're gonna do E. Maybe you can add statues for each of the leaders, so you have, and the more tokens you can trade for effects or items. Yeah, so the goal is, and this is, I'm still working out the kinks of like what people are gonna earn from games. One of them, more money. Everyone loves more money, right? But 2, I also want to do like monthly events, where the winner of the event gets like a statue in a city, for instance, right? And we can do that with the armor stand mod very easily. The thing is, what we could do is, the more tokens you gather, tokens are different from money. The more tokens you gather, the better you are to win the event, right? The goal of the event is to gather tokens by playing more games, and that could be TCG games, it could be other games, could be in general, but it would be games against other players, right? That's where my mind is at the moment, but I'm not, right? We're still in development phase. Very much in development phase. So he's got 1 attack. This is a level 1 player, 1 attack, 1 defense. Okay, so this is like your basic creature. And then we'll do a relic as well, because we can. Item 5, relic. Do I have Tavrix relics? I don't think I do. I don't. Let me look at my other file from my phone. Do I have a relic? I do have an Oddsman's Charm. What's that? Luck fails, gain +1. Yeah, that's actually really good. Relic. Odds. Look at myself. Look at my past self being smart. Charm. Required faith is it's a 2/4, so it'll stay for 5 rounds, and the effect is when luck fails, gain 1 gain 1 faith. Okay, so relic tooltip faith is 2 then we go back to D for purple, and our explanation, oh, that's wrong. Our explanation is that, then we need to call it what it is. I really think it's cool. I really think it's cool you're doing this. I mean, it's one thing, like making mods has always been interesting to me. Doing it this way, and now like using something I want to do in game as a stepping stone to make a mod is always a good idea, I guess. Let me quit the game while we're at it. But what's really fun is that you guys, as viewers and as viewer like things, are gonna learn some of the lore that I have in my mind, like the gods, right? There's some lore tied to these, and that's always cool, you know? At least that's what I think is cool. I don't know if you guys have read Percy Jackson as a kid. Again, the way they talk about myths and stuff and legends, not my favorite, but they do have some cool mechanics in that world, in that story. And there's this game within. Is that a real game? That's what I want to. I think it's a real game. Mytho Magic. Or is that something that they? No, see, that is a game that they invented for that universe, and some of the kids in that story learn mythology through the game, and that's kind of what I want to use over here as well. Some of the lore behind the world, we can tie to certain aspects of the world. It's always fun, right? Always fun. That way I don't have to read stuff. People can just look stuff up. Okay, let's see if this has worked. And if they're distinguishable. Same goes for a lot of games from the Star Trek universe. They have actually have rules. Yeah, but they have rules, right? But the cool thing about the Percy Jackson game, the Myth of Magic game, is that they actually learn, like they actually, like the stat based of the god characters in that game were really tied to the actual lore, or like the universe lore. But I've seen the Star Trek chest. That's pretty good. Okay, so we have that. I think that's very distinguishable, right? I think that's pretty obvious that those are different cards, right? Like from your hotbar, you could probably distinguish. Oh, Those are pretty cool, and then you can look at them. To see the what they do. Okay, so that's one thing I have a problem with. Why are these breaking and these don't? Is it because there's a number in front of it? Do I just have to do a point? I don't know. I'll leave it for now. One more thing that I do want to do is I want to give them, because this is a group, right? I want to get them out of the Kubejs group. I want them to be their own group. So how does one do that? Very much, how does one do that? How does one make a new group? Default options. Okay, that's not what we need. Item modification, item registry. Can I make a... I mean, that's just group ID. But can I make a new group? No. Custom tiers. No. Creating... Okay, here. Startup events, modified creative tab, sample block. No. Dirt. Oh, God. What display names? That's fine. That's chat events. That's not really what. Okay, so removes redstone, adds example item after redstone. That's not what we need. Change the tab icon. That is kind of what I do want to do. And then change display name. Technically supports formatting, but it's not recommended. Okay. Modify creative tab. Can I... Oh, here, registry, creative tab, event, create, dirt icon. Okay, no, that's just creating. Right? Maybe. Let's see. So we want to do startup events, right? Item. So before that, we'll do another startup events registry. Nope. Double colon there. What was that? Creative mode tab. Okay. Event. Oh, no. Event. Why? Just this, right? Is that not working? Oh. There. Oh, right. This needs to go right here. Event. Thinking. Okay. Then we do event display name. No, here. Event create dirt icon. I don't have an icon yet, but so we'll do create event point create we'll call it gods and ears. Maybe we do no, let's do, oh, we could do this, then that would break it. Guns and gears. Like that. GNG. Icon. What kind of icon do we want to use? Do we make a custom icon for it? We could. Do another one. Nope. Oh. Where's my arbor tool? Where is my arbor tool? Huh. Where is my arbor tool? There you go. Okay, let's move you over here. Let's make you as big as the other one. Just so we match up. This is bound to change, but hey. Oh, that's not what I want to do. There we go. Okay, that's fine. And then we'll make some letters or some stuff. Text. Come on. Oh, right, I can't type. Chi. What's a good font? This is not definite, but I still want it to be pretty cool, you know? Let's do, I want something square-ish, but nothing too big. You know? I want it bold, but not too big. And something that obviously states this is a G. It's not what we need. So... Bookman is pretty good though. That's pretty good. Okay, let's do that. Let's grab these. Both of these. We'll elongate them a little bit, but not too. That's more like a C though. 26 till my 21st for the 22nd time. Nice, dude. We love being 22, 21 for 22 times in a row. Okay, and then we'll add like a small N in between. Okay, let's do shift. That. Group it. Center it. On both axes. Also, probably should align it from the middle. Wait, where is my anchor point? That. Okay, and then we'll add a yellow or orangey border. Not that big, please. Like that, and then a gradient for this. We'll do the purpley, and then over here we'll do a little bluish. Okay, and we'll rotate it up. Why do thing? Huh. Come on. Why do thing? Okay. Rotate that. I want the blue at the bottom, so -90, or the darker purple at the bottom. And then we will Hey, but why is this happening? Why is it not taking the stroke I need? There we go. Hey. We're gonna go stroke 0 for now. We're gonna add you in there. Of course, we need to change that to -90, so it's the same direction. And then the stroke is gonna be. Can I make it like even lighter? I do like a stroke 10. Yes. There we go. And then we do the same over here. We go fill in, boom, -90, stroke. I don't really need this one actually. Could just modify this one. We grab. Huh. I'll let. Why you do me dirty like this? Okay, this is. I wanted this to be quick. There we go. Okay, file, export for screens. We're just gonna do GNG. Wait, where is that? Where did it go? Where did it go? I'm watching on a meta quest? God. 1, good for you. 2, Lord, would I get motion sick? There you go. Boom. Lord, would I get motion sick? And then we should be able to go in here. We go icon. What's that again? Icon. Minecraft dirt. Ah. So wait, how? Kubejs example block. Okay, so I should do Mobo. Put that in Mobo real quick. We're gonna do Mobo GNG. There we go. And am I missing anything? I probably am. Right? Content. Oh, damn. I mean, it's just Kubejs, right? And then is that what they're the item? Oh, it's example item. They're all example item, which makes sense, right? Makes sense. I might have to change my example items to my cards as well. Gifted sub. Oh, Mrs. Square to check our trades. Look at that. Look at that. 1 gifted sub. We are putting that in the chart as well. Okay. So I might have to change, which makes sense, you know? Hello, Wicked. Welcome in. Makes sense to change these to... That would be in here. Okay, let me do that real quick. Bricks. Lunara. Valor. House underscore rules. Oh, that's a good thing. House rules. See, this is what I mean with, if you don't know what you're doing, you run into these problems, but we don't really care because that's how things go. Oddmans, charm, there we go. That's how things go. We work with what we have. Now I need to change all of these names to those. So we're gonna Tabrix. I use it for KSP. Never thought about using Minecraft. What do you mean? Coding? Alright. Yeah, I don't code. I've never liked coding. But maybe that's because they were forcing it down our throats at school. You know? Maybe it was because I wasn't doing it because I liked it. Because I wanted to do it. Make sure that we're typing these correct. Is that correct? Attendant? Is it, or is it E? No. it's an A for sure. Okay. And then one more, Oddman's Charm. Create better. I love learning from you guys. Without y'all, wouldn't be big as a fan. The thing is, I still love create, right? But create in YouTube is a very niche part of the Minecraft community. And so with this project, which is still create, we're still doing create. I want to branch out into some other stuff, do some more building, but also do some more, you know, other things. And so the entire Luderia project isn't a main create project. It's a project where I can do whatever I want and I can learn whatever I want and still apply it to that world. So that's what we're doing today. Okay, so that should now be fixed. We've got our temporary things, right? And then I should be able to just add these items as in here. No, in here. So that would be content. Okay. Content. Wait, let me just copy this because this seems like it would be very trivial to be correct. And then I can just add them in here. So every time I add one in here, I just add a new one in here. I mean, no offense, but if I had create, I'd be making crazy huge factories and stuff. It'll like crescent. Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. I've done that. How did they do the Kubejs one? Kubejs, and then we just do bricks. Lenara. Valor. House rules. Game attendant. I get really confused on how to set up the environment code. Like what? What kind of environment? What do you mean with environment code? Keep in mind, I don't know any terminology of this world, so I'm doing this as I go. What is environment code? What is this magic you're speaking of? What is this magic? Is that what program you're using? I mean, this comes with the program. This file comes with the program. You just type in it. And the Visual Studio Code is just a text editor, just an advanced text editor. Okay, let's start our world again. And hopefully it doesn't die. Oh, so what we should have now is a different category outside of Kubejs. That is TCG. That is just our game. And all our cards should be in there. Hopefully. Hopefully. While we do that, while we wait for this one to go, we are gonna start making some extra cards. Mainly going for these. So I'm gonna get rid of no, let's do that. Let's get all of those colors in now. So get rid of that. Make all the Luderia cards. Export for screens. We're gonna call this guy Luderia Relic. Export this one, export card. And then we're just gonna go down the line. Export for screens. We're gonna call it Pyroxys Relic. Boom. Right. Bet on. That much megabytes from alone. Yeah, that's why it takes a while to load them up. Which is why we're multitasking. Bet on relics are gonna be that color. Oh wait, no. For bet on cards, I have white text because I think that those look better because it's a very dark card. So let me go into my get rid of that one. Good. And then export that artboard again. How are we doing on that? Oh, it crashed. Why? Why? Let's try it again. Try it again. I'm gonna just put it off. Oh god. To this side. While we keep working on this, so I can see it happen. Okay. Nope. Export for screens. Harness. Relic. And Ferelia. Ferelia. Relics. Dollar to pioneers. I don't think we're pioneers. I just think we're all doing our own thing. And that's what makes it different. We're not trying to follow suit. We're trying to make our own thing. Which I was looking into using could not create idea from Kubejs TCG. Oh, that's not good. That's not good. Why? Started event registry. Let's see. Let's look at how they did it. Startup events. That's good. Startup events registry. Creative mode tab. Event arrow. We're not getting error codes in the code, so that's one thing. Event create. Do I just have to do that? Maybe that helps. Get rid of the apostrophe. Okay. We wait for it to load again. We'll finish up Pyrolysis card. And then we've got Talor. Talor, Relics. By the way, there's a hole in the plot many fans overlooked. What kind of hole? And what fans? Okay. Export for screens. And that's Solon. Okay, that's all their relic cards, which is good. Then we can do that for followers as well. So we just keep going, basically. How are we doing on the Minecraft? I think we're... Oh. Registry. Dev Latvian mods, Rhino. Can't find method. Huh. It's not the same code we had. Y'all said the current season when that ended was season 1. What about a pre-season one? The one where MrBeardstone had a flying boat and Foxy had a tundra base. That wasn't just create though. Or at least that's not what I don't know. Huh. Weird. What am I missing? Oh, icon. There needs to be that. And that. No wait. It needs to go in here. Give me a second while I look at it. Because it has that little arrow as well. Would that fix it? What's the error that we're getting? Errors in startup event registry. Def, evaluator exception, can't find method. Yeah, that might actually fix it. I hope. Again, no idea what I'm doing. I'm telling you, know my stuff. I've been watching for like 2 months, but still enough. But there, give me crate, and I'll impress you quick. That'll never. I mean, you never know. Okay, so this would be a follower. Follower. And then we go back up. We start with taller and go on. I probably should just use shortcuts for this, but followers. Getting close, I think, to launching. Come on. Come on. No, okay. God. Tab builder icon string. So it is in the string. That's where the problem is. Tab builder, so event icon. Huh. Does it have to be an item in the game? I mean, maybe. Maybe it can't just be a PNG. Maybe it needs to be an item. So what if I did... Why icon that last shouldn't be there? I mean, this isn't my code. This is their code. This is how they do it. So what if I do... Also, why did I do double Kubejs? Just needs to be Kubejs. No. What if I do that? Maybe. Maybe. Quit. Start again. Did I save followers? Follower, I did. So I can go to the next one, which is Irolis again. Irolis. Really, once I've got all of these done, we'll, things will be a lot easier, because I will just be able to use them. But this does help to not have to make a texture for all of them. Harness. Imagine having to make 20 PNGs of this. Export for screens. This is a bet on. Is this the best way to do this? Probably not, but it's the only way I know how to do it. Also, how are we doing on the Minecraft thing? Ooh, it loaded. Okay, let me start loading in the world as well while we wait. We finish up here. Export. And then the last one, because I already have the Tavrix one. Report. Still loading terrain. There we go. Okay, let's full screen this. There it is. There it is. Chat. There it is. Are these? No. So is there a way I can sort them? Is there a way I can sort categories? By tag maybe? And then modifying move, no. Icon, no. No. There has to be a way to. Item registry. Right. Resource location. Tooltip event add advanced thermal bucket terminal latest. Item advanced text. This might be interesting for us as well. Play MBT. Wait, okay. Add tooltip to all of these items. Okay. You can also use any ingredient except #tag due to tags loading much later than client scripts. Okay. Multiple lines with... It's fine. Use some data from the client to decorate this tooltip. Okay. Adds text in the first line, pushing items down a line. Okay, that's fine. I don't need that. Play the NRBT. Show the name of the player who wants to go. Okay, no, that's not what I need. So a tag would help, but it only does resource location. Editing tags. Tags. Item. Okay. What is a tag? Tags. The tags event takes an extra parameter to determine which registry is adding, which it's adding tags to. Only need item block fluid and entity type tags. However, it does support. Okay, that's not what I need. What I want to know is if I can. Oh, we could do tags. Because I could do deity. Like I could make a tag for each of the cards, for each of the types of cards, and then organize the category that way. Might actually be useful to do just for later when we're working on it, so that they don't all jumble up, so that they're organized. So deities first, and edicts and stuff like that. Do we want to do that? I kind of do. So editing tags. Can I add? Get the Portugal tag collection and add diamond ore to it. Okay, that's not all. I want to make a new one. Create new tags the same way you add to existing, just give it a name. Completely new tag. Minecraft clay ball. And add. But this is in server, so these I can reload anytime. Okay, let me do. Okay. Requires use items. No. Okay. Let me do. Why is it forge? It does for mod ones. Make sure to include the namespace. Ha. Okay. So if I load up a server script, server scripts, and then we do event add this one. Is that just Neoforge then, or what do I do? Do I do Kubejs? Do I do the mod, or is this the loader? Even if items, okay, recipes use item tags, not block or fluid tags. Okay, even if items representing those blocks are blocks, like it still uses a tag for recipe. Okay, that's fine. Huh. Okay. Let me just try it, I guess. Forge. Let's do Neo Forge. Deity car underscore card, and then it's contents. Can I just leave this empty? Can I just do that? And then require on, wait, let's do that, and then over here add a tag to it. Stackable. Okay. Tag. Okay. I'm confused as to, is the tag a Kubejs tag or not? Because over here, if we go to item registry, they say tag, or no, they're doing tag stuff somewhere. Or with color text, no. Wait, where did they do tag? To modification. Why? Huh. Where did I see that? No, that's not what I need. Tier, okay. Huh. Hunger registration, you didn't know. Tell no, tooltip. Use animation, use finish, shrink. No. Did I not see tags somewhere used somewhere? That's not, that I know. That's fine. No. Huh. I thought I saw that somewhere. So I'm just gonna assume. Huh. Item registry. It's not what we did right now. Modification. It's fine. Huh. Okay. Strange, but might as well try. Right? This might break everything, but hey, we won't know until we do. No? Otherwise, it'll just be what it is. Otherwise, it'll be what it is. Luderia Edict. Did I do edicts with an S? Yes. Just to be consistent. Pum. Oh wait, I've been damn it. I've been using the wrong text color. Let's see. Relic. Yeah, it's not what I need. Okay, I need to redo relic followers for Paraxes, for Luderia, for do all the edicts as well. And the bet on it's fine, which that's it. Good thing I just saw that, because that would have been horrible. Okay, let's do that. Let's do get rid of you. So it's black text. Follower. This probably. Oh, it didn't crash. Nice. Or didn't crash yet. Okay, let's do that. Let's do a Paraxes one as well. Wait. Fix that. Follower. And then we do our edicts. Oh, Minecraft crashed. Why isn't that surprising? I'm gonna get rid of this because I need to figure that out another time. Okay. Play. Now let's do edicts. Export for screen. Edict. Okay. Couple more. Export for screens. Wait, did I just do practice edict? With a Luderia. I did. With a Luderia color. That's not good. Luderia. There we go. Now we can do this one as it is. File, export. Okay, boom. Change that to black text again. Mm-hmm. Raleigh. And then 2 more. We just need to do the taller ones. Dollar. Whenever you need to do a test run, hook me up. Maybe we'll do that. But we're far off a test run, I think. Solon. Export artwork. Okay. Now we have all of these. We're gonna drop these in the required folder. Mobo, textures, item. Right. There we go. The concept you're going on is very interesting. What kind of concept? What do you mean by concept? And then we're gonna do god cards as well, so that I have all the cards. I just need to code them in. Built on myths, like built on. I mean, I'm writing my own, so it's not like real myths. It's I'm doing my own. I've got. I need to check. Which do I have? I've got. Tabrix Lunar is taller. Okay. So we need to do a Solon card. For screens. Not this one, just this one. Solon. Export. Taller we have, so we need to do this one. Raleigh. Is there a lore around it as well? I mean, that's the plan. I mean, the thing is, I'm a huge nerd, right? I'm a huge mythology nerd, if you hadn't noticed already. And I've been writing my own. Basically, I've been doing what a dungeon master does, but just for my own pleasantries. Right? For my own enjoyment. Which is not something that normal people do, but I do. And I'm using that as a basis for this. So yeah. Well, let's hope it works. Let's hope this comes out nicely, and then we'll be celebrating. Okay. Like Tolkien did, create a full world, start writing stories. Exactly. I don't know if I'm gonna go full language as well, but I mean, why not? Why not? Okay, let's put those in here. So that's, and then we have the 9 already. Wait, what? Pix. Oh, I already have the cards. Right. Okay. Good. That's nice. Entire D&D realm is now based upon his world. I mean, yeah, that's true. That's true. I'm taking inspiration from like that for certain things, but I've got like whole concepts. I've shown this on stream already. Like, look at this. This is my ongoing pantheon. It's nothing huge yet, right? And then we've got some text here and there as well. Okay. Aside from that, what I want to do is get those god cards done. I think if I'm good on the god cards, then I think we can call it a good place to stop for today. So we'll do that. We'll grab our file real quick. I'll have that on the second monitor so I can take peeks at it. We'll start with Solon. Oh, we are gonna have to create items for each of these. So we're gonna name it to Solon. And do the same. Okay, so we have Solon, Ferelia. Boom. Have that one for Karnas as well. Do the same for... I'm just making the items so that we can retexture them later. For axes. Then bet on. There we go. Iralis, of course. Can't forget her. Alice. Polar we have, Lunar we have, Tavrix we have. Okay. So that's all the items. Now we're gonna do a little bit of lore writing. I need to come up with some flavor for all these cards. Now I need to think about my lore. How can I, like in one sentence, how can I summarize these? Let's not do their names in their flavor, because that kind of defeats the purpose. So there we go. As a Gale, she no. The temper of sea and wind. She helps lost sailors, but also when I don't know when what, and when lost sailors. Punishes those. Let's do those. Thwart. Thwart is the word I'm looking for. Thwart. Powerful card that is. Which one? Aralis? Yeah, she's good, but she doesn't have the biggest HP. This should be HP, by the way. She doesn't have the biggest HP out there. So it kind of like balances out, right? Use a different word than dips. Where? Dips, falls. We could do falls. Falls below half, reduce 2 points, defense by 2. So they reduce 2. Well, no, it wouldn't be exactly right. Reduced to half. Sounds like it would be, I don't know, Maybe. Oh wait, didn't I do Taverick? Did I just hardcode this in without reduce to half indicates below as well? Maybe. Oh, I did. Look at that. I hardcoded it in. So let me copy that and paste that in my file so I can keep track of it. Okay. That. Like the stone we created. No. Like the stone. Shoberon is what? It's like caves mining precious metals, whereas in deity, the power to give 2 different to all, -2, assuming that opponents. Yes. Wait, what? When that follower's defense falls below or inherited to all the opponent's followers. That is correct. Reduces all the opponent's followers by 2. Yes. Like the stone, he. God. Baron is probably the hardest one to work with. Roxas is pretty easy, but I wouldn't know how to word her domains in one sentence. She's like forging, like, well, specifically forging of weapons and armor, and then she's also war and stuff. So followers. What did I misspell? Wait, where? Oh, also should be her. Her followers. She fuels both the forge and the battlefield with her. Heat would be the right word. Heat. Goddess fire does not distinguish between good or evil. Between what's a good one? I want to see. I wanted to say she doesn't distinguish between fuel or foe. Maybe that's, yeah. Distinguish between fuel or foe. Let's do that. That's actually pretty cool. This ability to change machine only applies to own followers, or also allows to change machines from opponents. Only to your own. I am. Wait. Oh. Wait. Why is this in here? and bind the machine from floor. That's a Virelia thing. Once again, you can deflect and attack and original target. These two should be switched. Because that doesn't make sense that she would be, because she's automation and machinery. And innovation technically, but. So what I'm gonna do is just gonna sneakily paste this underneath. Then go. And then we're gonna rename them because I don't like deflect. Once again. And let's just call it unbind. And then here, let's do the Shield of War. No. Forge of War kind of works. Right. And then Karnas, he built the foundations of the world using his law and and structure to shape what we know. There we go. Put a comment there. And then Virelia. She's so broad. She has so many aspects to her. Okay, let me look. Codex. Let me take a little sneak peek. Need to remember. So motion, machinery, invention, innovation. Like a rock. The battles the solar. But inside their heart shimmers like a gem. Yeah, I wanted to do something that okay. I wanted to do some often seen as dark and treacherous. He moves through the earth, remembering all, and I don't know, because he's like deep earth, whereas Karnas would be seen as like still stone and rocks and stuff, but more as like building blocks, and then Beran would be seen as like caves, mining, but also memory, right? Because also Echo is also kind of his thing. So through the earth, where gems and memories never fade. There we go. That probably is more of a like quick description, you know. And then I do like people see him as dark as treacherous, but he's not really. He's just a misconstrued guy, you know, kind of like the whole Hades thing, right? Where he's just, you know, just collecting souls, nothing else. Treacherous, that's the right spelling. And then Ferelia is always moving. The movement of gear and mind resembles her innovation. Like Hades, just collecting souls, nothing else. I mean, that's what he does, though. He's not the god of death. He's the god of the underworld. He's literally god of everything under the world. That's it. He got stuck with the job for the souls. The guy just, you know, for you know, gods of caves. I mean, okay, no. God of the underworld. There's a difference between a cave. So in Greek mythology, you've got your worldview is of like sky, earth, underworld, right? Earth is everything that a living soul can touch. Underworld is everything a dead soul can touch, basically, and then all the rest. There is a connection between the two, but it's not that big. He is god of metals, though, of precious metals and gems. So, but that's more his Roman form than his Greek. I don't know. We're getting in semantics. Where innovation is she? No, where she goes innovation. She goes. Invention follows. Oh, something like that. We can always change it later. Do you also have limbo? Limbo? Is that something I don't know? Is that something I don't know? What's limbo? What is limbo? Limbo is very restless, so... Wait, is that... Am I... Isn't that just asphodel? Right, because you've got Tartarus, Asphodel, and Elysium. Because Limbo is not like base Greek. That's something that that came with Catholic reimagination of the Greek stuff. Yeah, because I know that's in Dante's Inferno. He refers to Asphodel as Limbo, or as Purgatory as Purgatory is Limbo, and tying it to Asphodel. But in Greek, classic Greek mythology, there's never, or at least not that I know of. Maybe in Latin, in the Latin translations, there is. I don't know. Again, we're not getting to the point. This is very much beside the point. I need to get coding, because otherwise this is never going to get done. Well, it's not coding. It's freaking. It's pasting in the text that I need to paste in. Okay, that's fine. And then go. And then that should be good now. For that. So now we gotta do this 5 more times. But Asphodel is more for peepos that are neither good nor evil. Limbo is a soul that is stuck into... Yeah, but Purgatory is not a Greek manifestation, right? It's not a Greek concept. Purgatory is a Catholic concept. Are there concepts within Greek mythology that kind of look like Purgatory? Yeah. But eventually all the souls make it to either Tartarus, God, do you not want to end up there, Asphodel, or Elysium, or they're reborn, right? I would have to... I did buy Sophocles recently. I know he has some writings about on it, but I would have to look if I have the right book for that. Because I'm not sure if I have the right one. I did find a copy of Dante recently, but it was too much for what was. I've already read Dante, and I don't really need it. There's no Greek equivalent. I mean, you could call the voyage between the voyage on the river Styx. You could call Purgatory, but you know, there's no place where souls stay between heaven, living and death, right? There's always a I don't know. It's not really comparable. They're not comparable. Right. Okay, let's do that. Then we get her moveset in there. Oh, I forgot to add their HP. That's something that we'll have to do. We'll have to put their HP in there. I'll do that later. I'll get all the code and all the text in first, and then we'll do that later. Come on. Okay. That. And we gotta get our breaks in so that we get new lines for all of these. Satan's just a whiny little kid. I mean, depends on what book you're talking about. Because some of them combine Satan with Lucifer, which are not the same person, by the way, if you believe me. Other ones do it differently, so it really all depends. Lucifer is not. Yeah, but some scriptures will refer to both of them as the same person. It's been a while since I've read any of the modern scriptures. Not something I've done in a while. Oh, that's the display name. That is capital. Yeah, I know. Oh well, let's not talk about those. I'm good on talking about ancient mythologies. I'm not really good on talking about recent scriptures because, oh boy, get people up in their panties about it. Are you leaning more towards for lore? I like theogonies. I like a polytheistic theogony because it's easier. It's hard to have a monotheistic theology and just go, oh, it's all the one guy, right? Whereas if you want for storytelling, I'm saying for storytelling, it's easier to go polytheistic. Because then you already have multiple you can't call them people, but multiple characters just for your pantheon, right? And then if you add heroes, if you add creatures, if you add monsters, followers in the mix, you create all these different characters that can interact with each other. So for storytelling and for this, I lean more to a Greek based system, but also there's a bit of Nordic in there. Inspiration wise, there's a little bit of everything, really. But I'm mostly from just my knowledge, whatever's in my dome, I mostly know Greek and classic mythology. Classical mythology, so that's what I go to by default. You know, that's what I default to. It's the classical stuff. But I'm always keen on learning about mythologies. I always love learning and reading mythology. I bought a book recently about ancient Japanese mythologies and ancient Korean mythologies, and those are on the shelf waiting to be read the moment I have time. Love imagination based on, love your dude. It's been a blessing and a curse. Not everyone loves a nerd, but hey, overall, I've gotten out of it. Do what you want to do. That's the important part. If you want to read, Hesiod's Theogony for a book report, do it. It's a good one. I like it. It is about 500. How many lines is that one? It's 5,000 lines, I guess. Theogony. How long is that poem? I think it's like 5-ish. Am I wrong? Number of lines. Because they don't. Yeah, 1,022 lines about just bloodlines and where all the gods came from. So good luck. But it is a good one. If you want to get, like, if you really want to know where every single relation is in between the Greek pantheon. Dude, read it. It's great. And I think if I'm correct, there are free EPUBs that you can download, like legally, of that book. Oh, dude. Oh, okay. Give me a second. Now we're at a point where I am fully off the path. Okay. Let me get this line done, and then I'm gonna show you something. Then I'm gonna show you something. Get rid of that. Get our breaks in, and then we can take a break. Mm-hmm. If you're ever writing lore and stuff, feel free to post it in the Discord. I will look at that. Okay. I have like 4 chapters right now, but I've been... Dude, want to see what I've been doing? I'm such a nerd that I write in Epic. And that's not like, ooh, I write epically. No, I write in Epic. I write... I write epic. Look. Welcome to lore building. Okay. Chat. Give me a second. Mr. Square, you said that you didn't find any Dutch translations or any good Dutch translations of mythos, right? Or lore. This is a Dutch translation of Ovid's Metamorphoses, written by the University of Ghent, or for the University of Ghent and Leiden. It is a print of 1994, so, but it is pretty good, and I've read it, and it is pretty good. There's a little bit on the whole, like, you know, some of the writer's notes, because if you've ever written any like good books or good translations, there's always like writing notes, because Greek and Latin do not really translate that well into modern languages. So you always have, like, at the bottom of the page, you've got like a writer's note explaining certain translations. They're not great, but the translation itself is pretty good. So that's Ovid's Metamorphoses. Good one. This one I just have because this was the first book that I ever got when I was in second, like when I was like 13, 14. This is what started it all. This is Horatius' Odes and Epodes. It's not really mythology related, but still good. And then I've got 2 translations of the Iliad and the Odyssey. Well, this one's only the Odyssey. This one's the Iliad and the Odyssey. This one, the black one, is same publisher, but also the same translator as this guy. So they are the same. They're in like the same style and stuff. They look really good. I mean, the book titles, they're just... I can show you. But they are just... They're just like translations that are used for school. So this one's by M.A. Swartz, which is, you know, pretty good. I can refer to them, but I don't know if you're gonna find them easily. I don't know. Yeah, they're university books. They're not like... I get them at secondhand stores. They're pretty good. So this is a translation from, I think it's 1982. Same as this one. It's the same year. They're just different prints. And then this one, this is my baby. It's beautiful. Look at it. It's Old Dutch. Well, it's new Old Dutch. But the print is from 1939, I think. Let me check. Yes, 1939. But the actual text that's in here is from somewhere in the 15 or 1600s. So it is fairly old. Like, certain words are like, I have to think about it. But it is pretty cool to see the difference. But it's not like medieval Dutch, but like if you would compare Shakespearean English to what English is now, it's kind of the same. So you can still understand it, but certain things are not. Lots of ende, which is a combination of and then the. Lots of weird ways that we would never call weird uses of words, or like lots of D's. I don't even see that. Let me get my phone camera out, because that's gonna be a lot easier. I only have 5% though, so we're gonna have to do this quickly. We are gonna have to do this quickly. Lots of these. You know? Or like that. Right? That, for instance, is something that you won't often see in modern Dutch. Or the way that they did this. So it's kind of weird sometimes, most of the times. But to see the difference between these two versions of the same book is super interesting. And then, oh, also this one is funny. This one is Euripides' Helen, but it's in Greek. I don't know how to read Greek, but I bought it because it was only €2. So I have a Greek translation, a Greek version of Euripides' Helen. And then we have two things that I haven't even opened. So that's what we're doing now. I know what they are. I bought them, but yeah. I've got a new translation of the Aeneid, which, you know, it's seen its better days. It's a second print. And I couldn't, in the bookstore, I couldn't find a print date. But I should be able to see 1973. So again, it's a school book, but it's got some wear and tear. Like if you look at it, like the pages, it's been wet before, right? It's been glued a couple of times, so some of the pages don't open properly. It's been wet before, but it is a pretty cool print. I need to re-glue the spine as well. But it is a really cool print. And again, it's a school book. And then we have the 7 Tragedies of Sophocles, which I also really like. This one's also from 89. And this one's in pretty good shape for a book that's almost 40 years old. But this one is the play, so it is written as a play, meaning that we have the distinguishing between the parts. Books. I kind of want to see what it looks like without. Oh, yes, dude. Looks so okay. I hate it when people. This is what it looked like on the shelf. I didn't have the time to open it up, but look at it. Oh, it's so clean with like a black and gold. Is it gold? It's goldish. So I'm gonna take that off. I'm gonna keep it on as just the hardcover. And I'm gonna save this because I don't want to throw it away. Don't want to throw it away. And then I also will save this because one day I will reuse that. And that's for now the most recent books I have in the library of Greek mythology. I'm gonna put this back. I have a desk coming in, I think tomorrow or the day after. And then from then on, I want to do bookbinding streams. Because I love books. I love the sight of books. I love reading books, but I don't have time to read books. I do want to read... I mean, I know Sophocles. I've read Sophocles before. I haven't read a Dutch translation of the Aeneid before. So that might be interesting. That might be interesting. Most of the translations of Aeneid have been either in French or in English. And then the French, I understand like half of it. Not because I don't know how to read French, but because French mythology books are the worst. Should read books on stream. No, I'm so bad at reading out loud. So bad at reading out loud. It's horrible. Also not the best at storytelling. Did you read the tidbit about my Minecraft? No, did you post it in the Discord? Or did I miss something? Oh, funny enough, my Minecraft is a computer my MC is a computer programmer that awakens a fairy bloodline with illusionary magic. Dude, that's such a good idea. Jack, join the Discord and keep me updated. We've got a channel. Maybe, do I have a channel for that? We have a channel for art. Would I count that as art? Kind of. Maybe I make another channel for like books and text. Texts, because that is, dude, that's such a good idea. Imagine you're just coding and suddenly you got fairy stuff in front of you. No, that's the wrong one. Suddenly just poof, fairy. There you go. There we go. Rid of all of this. Becoming 2 inches tall, suddenly worrying about the rats in the building you're working on. Oh, dude, imagine. imagine. Does he awaken in a bloodline of fairies, or does he become a fairy? Because there is a difference. I feel like the last one is kind of like Artemis Fowl-esque, or the first one, where you just like you stumble into a world of fairies. You know? The latter one, where you become a fairy, just, dude, imagine the whole like, oh god, I wouldn't even know what to do with myself. Oh, the weakness bloodline for the first. Change into for the first year. Dude, I want to read that. I've been writing a story as well. Within my lore. And honestly, I've been kind of that and Luderia have kind of been intertwined. So I'm excited to see what happens with that as well. Irolis. There we go. I don't know. I don't know when I would. That's something like, again, it's something I do for myself, mostly when I'm bored. So I don't know if I would post it ever. I don't know if I would post it. Okay. Get our breaks in, and then we need to do. Then we need to get our HPs in as well, because I forgot those. Into pieces. Okay, I feel like within the tooltip, we would probably put it above the games, right? So if I do Tavrix's, which is so we'll add another break, then we'll do HP. Maybe we'll do, oh yeah, let's do HP. His is 20, and then I need a new color code. What HP is kind of like, I would always go HP is green, right? I don't know why, but then again, we are doing yellow for attack and defense, so I might do yellow just to kind of keep the values in the same order. Yeah, let's do that. Let's just do yellow. HP can be red. Yeah, that's also true, but we're already using red for faith. Okay, let's hold it. Let's do that. Oh, and we don't want a space in between those. Otherwise, it's weird. So that is Lunara. Lunara is what? 22. This is Thalor. Thalor is pretty beefy. He's a pretty beefy dude. Which I am gonna have to kind of try and you know, work around. I might change that HP though. Why not make Faith into white? Because the flavor text is white. Who's that? Solon? Yeah, Solon. He's like 24 as well. Also pretty beefy dude. That is Borrelia, which is 22. Carnus is 26. Not 226, just 26. Rux is 24. This. Oh wait, why do I have two Paraxes? Oh, this is Battle. 23. I need to change this guy to. Did I change its names entirely? Yeah, I did. Okay. And then Irala's is 18. Picture on Discord, channel story by my wife. Oh, I'm using voice to text. Oh god. And then we do. Let's do. Ctrl-C. Like that. Someone really, just so that they're in the right category. Carnus. If I'm yeah, that's what I'm like at. Like, yeah, it's for me. I often use it as a way to see if my lore holds up and if I need to change things. Paraxis, Bedon, and then this is the last one, or it should be the last one. Iralis, which should result into 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Ideally. Now let's start this game one last time. At least one last time for today. Because then we've been coding for about 3 hours. Also, I'm going to charge my phone real quick. Plop it on the sofa. The little Burma about my friend. Wait. No, the only reason I'm writing this story is because my friend best way always had so will play usually as a superpower with door or shenanigans zombies. Oh, that's actually cool. That's nice. That's nice. Let's look at the Discord real quick. Oh, you've got like an actual book. Woo! Interesting. Alright, let's see if this works. If this worked. Now I need to wait for this to load. But that should mean that we should have 9 god cards and then and 3 other ones. Which is a good step in the right direction. Good step in the right direction. That's all we need. As long as we're going in the right direction. As long as we're going in the right direction. Okay, let's load in the world. Come on. Load. Welcome to Loading in a Create World, everyone. where you gotta wait for a couple of minutes before you do anything else. Gee, oh, that's not good. All right, I got rid of him. Oh, dude, look at them. They're so cool. I like them. The gray one is a bit light, but it's fine. I can live with that. They're so cool. They're so cool. So that's 9 decks that you can make. This one's basically the deck indicator. What exactly do you want to do? We're making a game, a TCG game in Minecraft using Kubejs. Okay. Text-wise, we're looking pretty good. And then these are just... Oh. Dude, they're so cool. And then look at this. We grab... I'm fond of Tavrix because he's a trickster. Look at it. Card. I know it's double-sided. It's hard to make an item single-sided. Because then I need to do custom models and stuff. Which is not what we want to do. Maybe later. Maybe later when we get the game established and we have all the cards and all the rules, we can do custom art for them. But for now, this is what we have to deal with. And I think that's pretty cool. And then edicts, like this one, would go in here. Edict, Lunara, there we go. And then look at that! Look at that! It says what god and what edict we have. Just so we know what's in play. Isn't that cool? And then a follower card, right, like this one, would go in here, right? So I mean, we can kind of still see it, like it says item frame game attendant. But it because it doesn't have a name, right? It's not floating above it. And then this is a relic, so this would go in here, in this line. And I've made it so that these stack to 16, so basically you could make decks that are bigger than 27, because you could have, let's say, 16 game attendance and a god card, and so on. So deck size is still in the works. But overall, I feel like we're at a point where I know what I'm doing, and where I can just kind of keep copy and pasting the same line and just fill in the information, right, that I need. So that is something that I can just do off rip. I don't really need Minecraft at this point anymore, because I can just change these and then change all the file information. So that being said, what are we thinking? Chat, what are we thinking? Is this something we want to pursue? Is this something we want to get working? Because it's gonna be a lot of work. And this is only a handful of cards. I need a deck full of each deck before we can start playing. Maybe we can start with like a few play decks, but like I'm only at what? How many is this? How many cells is this? 34. That's one deck worth of followers. That's nothing. And these are only like up to level 3. We don't have any level 5s. We don't have any level 6s. 2 starter decks. I know, but I don't know what a starter deck would be. I know it's like 1 god card, but do we want to... If we sell a starter deck, like let's say we... Okay, let's do this. Formatting of simple packs, which is gonna be me having a big vault of printed cards. That's something that we'll do another time, is we'll figure out how we're gonna make the cards, what recipes we're gonna give for the cards in game, because I do want to make them producible with Create, because there is a way to do it so that, let's say we're printing followers, right? We're printing followers with follower cards. If we print with blue ink, we can all... let's say we're printing with... Where are you at? With blue ink, right? Then we would get all Irolis followers, but then we could assign rarity to them, where certain cards are more rare than others. This would allow me to only make a couple of printing presses and then just rotate colors, so that I can have a batch of Irolis decks, a batch of Piraxis decks and stuff that I can just print. So that's kind of what I'm going for right now. And then if we get a recipe that works, you know, then we would be able to do to assign common cards, rare cards, extra rare cards, if we wanted to. Based on XP. I mean, yeah, that would be the case, right? Well, maybe not on XP, but on Faith, right? A Faith 1 card, Faith 1 card would be more common than a Faith 5. Also, they're like, the more Faith a card needs, like look at this, right? This is a big card to have. If every time this card is in play, your opponent has to discard a card, that's right. This, as long as this card is in play, it just keeps growing. You have to hit it with 6 points, or otherwise it's not gonna die. So on experience, no, you can do, so if you look at Kubejs item registry, if we go into the wiki, we go to events. No, where are they? Add-ons there. Create should be in here somewhere. We can make a recipe with multiple outputs, like this. You can right, sequenced assembly, but that's just that. We can also make an assembly that just has multiple outputs, right? It's just one or the other. Where did I see that? Here, multiple chance-based outputs. Right? Event pressing. It's either that, or this. Kind of like when you're creating, when you're making, what are they called again? Mechanisms? Precise mechanisms. It's a random salvage, right? You got 20% to get a random salvage. That's kind of what I want to do. I want it to be random. I want to... You can do like, oh, you have... If we have 20 cards, right? We assign them all, and we give the ones on top 10%. We get the ones, and that's kind of what I wanted. Why I wanted to work with tags, because then it's easier to do. Like, oh, this is a rare card. A rare card is a tag. You know. but that's not the way it goes. So we'll have to assign percentages each time. But you know, we'll figure it out. We'll figure it out. Here, this is what I mean. Right? Main output will appear in JEI, and then the rest of these will be as random salvage. Which is kind of what we're going for. We'll do a main output, right? And that will be a follower card whatsoever. And then the rest will be harder to get. This cannot add up to more than 1. Always has to stay underneath 1. And then I don't have to do anything for pack selection. I can just, you know, package them. Then it's just using the create packages to create packs. But for a starter deck, I don't know what I would do with a starter deck. I know that there has to be like a certain, it's 1 deity card, this many followers at random, this many relics at random, this many, you know? I feel like that's how we should do a starter deck. But I also don't want like high value cards in a starter deck, because it is a starter deck. So that's something I have to think about. That's something I have to think about. My fever is starting to flare up. Oh god. My voice is starting to go. I don't know if you can hear it. So I feel like we should all just take a little break, do our thing, and go and watch Heroic Pixels, because it's her birthday, and we're gonna go and say hello. We're gonna go and say hello and enjoy her stream as well. Now, thank you for being here. I know this was a weird stream for Minecraft content in general. If you're over on YouTube, you do have the link to Pixels Twitch chat, so feel free to join us. We are gonna raid out, and I'll see you all in the next one. Bye!